All right, what up, everybody? We back for episode 4 of our Power Review little show going on here. As always, if you have not watched episode 4, this is your moment that you need to check out our other episodes because we dive deep into the spoilers. But as always, we got the crew, the whole crew, because Mo's back this week. But me, Lou, and Mo, talking Power, episode 4, season 6. Why is Tommy still alive? So
why is Tommy still alive?
Tommy still alive.
That's a good question.
So first off, Mo, where was you last week?
I was busy.
Being an undercover
I was doing things.
covers.
Yeah, pretty much.
You say he's going on dates?
I said I was. What? Whoa. You know what? I tell you where I was.
Hey.
So I was visiting.
Say this is a big rich town.
I was visiting the Connect.
Okay.
My Connect. Yeah.
I'm glad that Mo Lucas brought that up because you also was not a believer that the original song was going to come back.
Okay, so I was gonna say 2 things that I'm wrong on right now. So I'm wrong on the fact that 50 Cent brought the song back. We bullied him into bringing it back, and 2, what's his name? The black cop died.
Yeah, I'm surprised. That definitely took a loop, but in typical Power fashion, the unthinkable typically happens. So. But like each episode that we've done so far, let's talk about the title and why is Tommy still alive? And we'll just go around, Mo, since you were here last week. What does that title mean? What did it mean to you, and as it applies to this episode?
So before I saw the episode, I was like, it's an obvious question. Why is Tommy still alive? I'm thinking it's Ghost, or Ghost probably talking to himself, or somebody talking to Ghost. Like I think it was Proctor. Like, why is Tommy still alive or something? It was something that was going to be between ghosts. Funny enough, when I saw it, I'll end right there. Luke?
I'm not talking about Casper. Look here. I'm tired of the cheap tricks. Why we always got to have a ghost? Why do we always have a ghost that like explains stuff to ghosts? Wow, ghosts and ghosts. That's crazy. But why we have a ghost explaining stuff to ghosts? I didn't understand that. When she was like, well, why is... I understood the question. I understood the basis of the question. And the way she broke it down made so much sense when she said, I didn't ask you why Tommy is alive for you to kill him. I'm asking you, why is he alive? And that leads greater to who Ghost is now of why Tommy was still alive.
Mm. Yeah, okay, so I like the theme, even though this season 6 is called The Final Betrayal. I like the theme of it being very consistent about the ideology. I can't even get out my mouth.
Ideology.
Yes.
Ooh, fuck.
Yeah, there you go too. Thank you. It takes a crew to get it of ghost psychology. Like we see instantly because of.
See why it was a tongue twister.
Right.
Say psychology.
Yeah. One word at a time. But it because of the fact of obviously how season 5 ended off, and and I thought it was very important how they mentioned in the beginning of episode 1 how we didn't go to the medical room with Angela when she got shot. In most cases, most shows, most movies, the person who's in trauma is the one we follow. We follow ghosts. We've been following, the effects that everything is slowly like metabolizing in this guy. And I think that the fact that now we're starting to see visuals of Angela, where more and more are starting to see daily what is he going through, what is the thought process of him being the one-man crew when he's trying to do hits or whatever it may be. So the fact that now we're actually seeing Angela and the conversations that those two are having, I think it's very, very true to what this season has thus far tried to accomplish. Now, although this whole season is called The Final Betrayal, apparently this season is going to be cut in 2 parts. So,
yes. Y'all didn't know that? Oh,
yeah.
From episode 1, we kind of figured it was going to be.
Yeah, I read it.
It's supposed to be an extra large. It's supposed to be an extra large season where one half is then, and then what is it? 6 months later or a couple months later, they come back with the second half of the last season.
I don't know why. I honestly don't know why.
I mean, look,
if
STARZ want to stay afloat, I think that keeps the subscriptions going. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just curious to know after this first half, are we still following Ghost's mental?
And
So
that's the
that
more
is a good
interesting part.
question.
You hit the nail on the head right there. Like maybe this
But
first
you know
half
what I
is about
think
Ghost.
though? You know what I think though?
maybe we
I
go to
don't want to
Tommy
get
soon.
no, I don't want to get too far ahead, but I think we might be if giving the previews of coming from next week's previews, I think that's where we might end up going on the second half of the season. I'm just saying.
So could it have been fuck? Okay, didn't mean to say fuck that. Could it be a misnomer that this whole time we hear the final betrayal and we thought about Ghost because you split the season in two? It could be someone else.
Yes,
That's what I think we were talking about last week a little bit. It's really it's like there's a lot of, and we'll talk about it in a little bit, but there's a lot of reasons why this does not automatically indicate that we're talking about Ghost. Two things I want to say too. Speaking of Mo, because he's in New York right now, the billboard work for Power downtown Square is amazing.
Yes,
it is
definitely.
really.
What I need to do is take a picture of it.
Yeah, it is dope.
Instagram or something so people can see it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really dope. But the other thing I want to throw to you guys, do you think there's anything symbolic about her wearing a red dress? Red usually comes with some type of like something symbolic about it. But the fact that Angela is reappearing in a red dress, a dress we never even seen her wore, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's the dress she wore in when Ghost first saw her. She was wearing a red dress.
Oh,
right?
She came in the club off the humble. She didn't stand out.
No. When he saw her first, he noticed her. The camera went in on her.
He knew who she was, but she wasn't like sticking out. Like, please look at me. She
now,
was in
red,
the humble.
She wasn't a
red normally what? Red normally means like death or death in the sense of a new beginning, and clearly we see that in this episode when he realizes I can't be the person who I'm accustomed to being, especially with the witness, how he handled that whole situation. Like that's not the Ghost you expected to see. Not someone who coming up and saying, "I don't care what you do, make the decision on your own."
But
yeah,
obviously I do see it as death, but more so again, I'm trying not to jump too far into it because I mean, if we are spoiling. Never mind. I get to the end where he tells Angela's ghost, "I can't do this."
No. But see, that's what I mean by
anymore. Yeah,
that's what I mean by death. Like not death in the sense of actual death, but death in the sense that Ghost has died, and now James is here. Just James St. Patrick. Ghost is gone at this point.
I mean, because it's evident as you can see from when he tries to hit Tommy to the girl and everything. And I still think, even to when he goes to Tate, I think that was Ghost right there. When that face, I love that face off because it was a power struggle where Tate is like, I'm trying to show you who's boss, and he's like, these guys have families, they have kids.
That wasn't no power struggle. He chumped him. That had nothing to do with power. There was no struggle at all.
No, because at first Tate was trying to like puff his chest, and Ghost was like, "Nah, son, it ain't like that. It's just."
I think it goes back to what me and Nate Jerry was talking about in the last episode when I said I don't fully think. I know you wasn't here, but it's like I don't fully
your fault.
Exactly. I don't fully think that Tate knows who Ghost is. That's why he sent the other guy. He's really trying to figure this dude out. And for him to say what he said to him and the look and the reaction they had on his face was like, oh, like I didn't know this was you. Like when he said all of that, like they got family, man.
I'm trying to protect you. And
when he said
no, Mo. You might be reaching in. I think Lucas is dead on right here. I think like there is a sense of like I am trying to establish myself as the governor because I do want to do things. I want to do things that I think are right. Also want to make a living for myself. Also want to kind of like reverse my past and whatever it may be. But no matter what I do, I'm completely tied to this other person. And everyone always reminds me, and I have no clue why. Like, I'm just literally, I'm just like lost at points. Like, why do I do this?
And that's why he sent the guy. He was trying to get an end to Ghost because again, remember he started out with over Ghost a little bit, and then Ghost had switched the tables out on him when he found out about the money. And
well, that guy hasn't even been on. Has that guy even been on the episode since then?
Nah. Yeah, I don't
He was
think
the dude
I
who
don't
made the
think it was
call.
a situation where he was
He
trying to.
made the call. He
That
was like, "Send your boys
he
in."
ever had. I don't think he ever had one up on Ghost. The issue is Tate has never known who actually Ghost is. He knows James St. Patrick, so he's trying to find out more intel about what was he before he is who he is now. And in this episode, that conversation scared the shit out of Tate. If you look at his face when he said what he
Yeah,
said, that was
he
the face of
piggybacked.
that, to put it the best way, that was the face of somebody who ain't never been outside before.
Yes,
And you mess with a dude who been
yes.
outside, and now you like, when he bring up like,
To
you think
pick
it's gonna be hard for
to
them to figure
piggyback
out
off your point, Luke,
who
I
gave
don't
me the
think we know who
power
Ghost is.
thing, like all of that.
I don't think we even know who Ghost is because we've heard so much about him. We see snippets. We don't really know who he is, what he's
Oh,
done,
oh yeah,
what
we
he's
do.
had to do. So I
No,
think
we know.
we
No,
are
no,
Yeah,
no.
we
all
do.
no,
Yeah,
We
we
fully
do.
know
we
who
And,
know
Ghost
and,
is.
and here's the thing too.
100%. No, we don't.
Yeah, we do, because even if we had no clue or forgot who he was, the fact that they have this other person, that the other not informant, the other person to testify, that takes us immediately back to season one. He
Yep.
clearly depicts who I used to be. I would have, even Angela's like, very surprised you didn't off her. You've offed everybody else, so you know
But
for a fact.
she said you will. She said you
Yeah,
will.
But
because
Ghost is
that's
that's
who
who
that
Ghost
person
is.
is. Yeah.
Ghost been killing people since season one. We
Well,
know
well,
who he is.
look, talking about scared. Dre was looking around like he was going to get clipped for no apparent reason.
Dre was
Hey,
doing what he was doing because
No, he,
he was caught up. And
no,
the
nah,
truth of
he
it
was
no.
is,
he was very wary about
Yep.
what would Ghost do to him if Ghost found out.
yes,
When they
and
were in that
that's why he was
when they were
looking
in that
around. He wasn't.
SUV and he looking around, he thinking if this dude look back and see those cops, he gonna
Yep.
kill me.
But you think
Also,
he didn't
let's not
see it?
forget, Dre
I
has
know he
been
saw it.
infamously reckless. He never knows what he's doing. He thinks he
Yes.
does until it booms every single time.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe they didn't put enough emphasis on the Dre and Ghost car ride, and Ghost immediately picks it up. I hope on everything he immediately
Oh
catches up to it.
yeah, we
And
know
so,
that's gonna come back.
But you. So my thing is what I saw. Okay, so when I saw that part of the show, I saw Ghost and Dre in the car. I was like, he knows that they're there. He knows something is up because again, you're paying attention to Dre, and Dre's all like looking around, looking back, like you're picking up on something. He's not that fidgety because he's fidgety. He's fidgety because
Or
he's playing you. This is what Proctor was also trying to tell him. He might be playing
or
both
think about this,
sides.
Mo. Or think about this, Mo, and Niger, that I found very interesting.
Because I know he looked at the
When he gave the witness the money, and I know I said it seems like a new St. Patrick, but what happened if that's just him playing the game?
yeah,
Clearly he knew Dre. He don't trust Dre at all, so he
he
clearly
doesn't.
thinks Dre's playing both sides. And if he thinks he's playing both sides, I'm not gonna kill this witness. I'm gonna do something to make Dre look at me differently. Because
now,
when Dre's just puzzled, like, well, why didn't he kill her? I'm confused. Sax the same thing. He already knows Dre has been working with Sax. Why wouldn't he assume
we
That
this
Dre
is all a
isn't
setup?
still
we
exactly.
we definitely got to reel back a little bit. But one thing I definitely want to say is, for somebody to be quote unquote struggling with finances, him giving her money was absolutely a mind blower to me. I
Oh,
had no
it's a
clue he was
game.
going to go
It's a
that route.
game. It's part of
Oh
the game.
man.
That
He
there
literally
is
just told
there,
he literally had just told Jason he didn't have the money to continue to pay him and come up and give her money.
yeah,
Come on now.
there's something very intriguing about which could possibly be one of the most insignificant scenes of the entire show. Yeah, may be the most important come next week, because
I got more
I
questions.
mean, look,
I'm gonna
the
tell them I got
cops,
way more questions than that one, but yeah,
the cops
for
came
sure.
in. The cops got mad. Sax is out here pulling ties now. They're not going to be going for that much longer. The car ride, obviously, the awkwardness and how much Ghost may be leading on that he really already knows. I mean, again, Ghost isn't a fool. He's figured out everything with Tommy, everything with
Yes.
Tariq, every
Everything
single
with
little
Jason.
thing. Yeah, with
Yes.
Jason, he's not been fooled about none of this. Tasha, he not fooled with that either. But speaking of Tasha, what I
100%.
want to go back to,
Jesus Christ.
Tasha got her new daycare now, and it's on and popping, and she done found a new love
Tasha's
interest.
dumb. I'm
How
sorry. She's
how
losing me.
vulgar. This is only my third
Go
episode.
ahead. Go ahead.
You all doing power. How much can I go into my regular shit on this one? Because I want to go off. This is a bull. This this
Do
this this
I'll
this
say this. Do
this
Lucas and Mo episode 1 vulgar. That's how vulgar
this
you should
bitch
go in
this
right
bitch
now.
is obsessed with dick.
Thank you.
How the fuck are we stuck here again? She met this nigga like
damn near
40 minutes ago. 40 minutes ago.
I would say this. I would say this though. She fell for it easy. She reeled back. Technically, she's single, so what she's doing isn't wrong. But the fact that,
wasn't the daycare open?
Yeah, it was open.
It wasn't even fully open though.
Yeah, it wasn't fully open.
It was. You sure there wasn't kids?
But she reeled back though. She reeled back. She chose Ghost over him. I mean, like, look.
I don't think she chose.
She thought Ghost would kill him.
No. She definitely.
She was definitely scared. She was like, I know what my husband can do.
Ghost over this dude.
Did not choose Ghost.
They both were in there. She could have easily told Ghost to leave. However,
she came in there with the baby shower shirt.
She was looking.
My man in the room.
No. She was looking out for him. 100% by her saying.
Again, she chose Ghost because whoever she wants.
It's fear, bro. It's fear.
It doesn't matter. She chose over his emotion over that guy that she possibly potentially look. All this.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Like, they're look. She's just sad because she can't find her guy right now.
But
she'd have moved on.
No, she didn't. She already done with him.
No. She looked into this dude's eyes before the daycare was open, and he said, "Let me take you out for a drink." And she breaks out, "Well, I got a bottle of wine here." When, my brother? When does that happen? How, Sway? Come on, man. He take off the baby shower shirt, and then they about to get it in, and then she stops it.
Hey, she's troubled, man. She sat outside of what's the face house and called him 50 times. A little tear rolled off her eye, and I think she was listening to Jaheim, if I'm not mistaken.
Can we talk about Tasha's entitlement real quick? Because
whoa! We're forgetting about the biggest thing here. Who is this guy?
Thank you. Thank God, somebody. No, he's not. He's an undercover cop. He's an undercover cop. He's an undercover liar. He lied under the covers. I know who he is. I know who he is, Joe.
You think he's investigating her or Tate?
I think he's investigating Ghost, and he's using her to get close too. I think he's one of Sack's dudes.
I think you're close. I think he is one of Tate's dudes, but that girl, Ramona.
Yeah.
One of Ramona. I think that because you know what?
It happened as soon as she had said, "I want my money."
She told Tasha to move on.
Yeah, but look, Ramona is so calm and collected. She's like, "What's the problem?" I know he's doing this.
Y'all talk about the look Ramona gave Ghost last week.
The what?
The look Ramona gave Ghost when she was like,
we know. We know that's coming.
You weren't here. We talked about it. You weren't here.
Yeah, we know that's coming. her one episode is definitely coming up. HBO make sure that is thick in the contract. STARZ is make sure that's thick in the contract.
She knows. Why is Tasha so entitled right now? Like, okay, you're moving on, move on. Like, why do you feel like you're owed that money?
Entitled?
Well, they are married. I think that's how that works.
And she's clearly the brains behind the operation. They have pointed that out from the beginning of this series that Tasha is the brains behind everything that goes.
I mean, she
Tommy
had a gun in her.
And I'll throw Kanan in there too.
Don't think just a gun, because remember she set up Kanan.
Yeah, she was set up.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I believe all of these plans are literally the plans she had. But as a woman, and they portrayed that perfectly, as a woman, she couldn't get the respect to move forward with those plans in this type of world. And she used Ghost to do so.
And you think that's why Tommy keeps going back to her, no matter what?
Clearly, Tommy says it all the time.
Yeah, ain't no mystery there.
Like, I need you.
It is her money, because she keeps saying,
not only is it her money, to me, it's her organization. As much as people would love to believe that Ghost was the brains behind it, Tasha was the brains behind it. Ghost was just a superior muscle with a little bit of mind compared to Tommy, who was just Neanderthal.
Speaking about a little bit of mind, didn't Jason come in and talk to him about that? Or you possess a certain set of skills? In my mind, when he said that line, I was like, oh my God, they're doing what's his name? Liam Neeson right here.
Oh God.
You possess
Only you. Only you. Let me guess. Jason, when he said TikTok, you thought he was gonna go full blown John Wick. Just saying. Just
I
saying.
think we talked about that last episode too, Major, that we saw that this was going to be the progression of that Jason, Ghost, and Tommy thing,
Yeah.
is that Jason would eventually see that
Mhm.
clearly Ghost is the guy who to go with.
Yeah.
And he's eventually going to turn on Tommy. I don't think, again, none of this is out the realm, and I got to give credit again to Najir because he brought it up when he said that Tommy and Ghost eventually would team up again to stop Jason. I'm
Right.
seeing that more and more about to happen, especially with Jason going to Ghost, attempting to get rid of Tommy.
So now,
Because when push comes to shove,
Dre,
Ghost is not going to kill him. He's not
yeah,
going to kill Tommy, but he'll team up with Tommy to kill Jason.
Yeah.
Dre was privy to that information, conversation, discussion. What do you think is going to come from that? Like, is it just that conversation, just that discussion, or do you think like there's going to be more to it?
Just put a little bit more emphasis on that. Dre, I mean, obviously, Jason visited Truth. He knows the establishment. He made himself very comfortable. This is nothing Ghost is not used to, because everyone just be walking up in there. I mean, I know the dude hurting, but damn, he needs security, because like
Some type of
everybody that's
security,
rolling up
man.
in that joint.
Like,
Yeah,
mine was Tate in his office.
I was just gonna say Tate was just chilling in his office and everything. But Dre again, Dre probably wants to get involved. It will be at some point Dre tries the middleman. I guarantee if Dre gets involved with Jason, Jason's not gonna be having that. Jason killed Alicia with no problem. So Dre better keep it at ear's length. And I think still he's very, very paranoid because of Sax in his ear. He doesn't even know what side he wants to be on. Like when he was literally texting him with the updates, I was just like, Dre, what you doing, man? What you doing?
I didn't know that's how he spelled his name. SAXK. Yeah, I thought it was
Sax has his daughter that we've only seen in one episode, so
2 episodes.
We saw very much so.
No, we saw season 1 when 50 had her.
Twice. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Well, we've seen her twice out of 6 seasons, so you know she means a lot to him.
You know who we've seen a lot of now, who we're starting to see a lot more of.
But you say something we said last episode. Go.
What's her name's kid?
No. Lakeisha?
We saw Lakeisha's kid. We saw him for a full scene.
Hold on.
He had a conversation. He talked. He wasn't just there.
To one point back, Sax having Dre's daughter is BS. Where is the mom? Why don't the mom have the daughter? I don't understand that. When he keeps saying Sax has the daughter, I'm just waiting for a scene of Sax just holding the daughter like you're not going nowhere. Because like I'm just confused. Like you mean
Proctor did call bullshit.
It's one more character. One more character that I'm waiting for someone to explain to me the bullshit with Sax. It's one more character. One more moment in this episode.
I got you. I already know that's the last thing we gotta talk about. So okay. So Lakeisha and her son. I know you are very hell bent that Lakeisha's gonna die.
One of them gonna die.
If you watch 50 Cent just did an interview on the Breakfast Club, and they brought up, I forgot why they brought it up, but 50 Cent, who obviously just he produced episode 3. Directed episode 3, he talked about they talked about how the fact of like how that scene of breaking somebody out of the courtroom just wouldn't happen, and 50 Cent explained it to him. Then they started talking about how Lakeisha about the whole idea of her going to it and being scared and whatever. So basically the point is, as you can see in this episode too, is that her son is being used as a consciousness for her, so that as much as she loves Tommy, as much as Tommy's mom is given endless ultimatums about, the whole lifestyle, and even a lot of reserves about Lakeisha even being part of the team anyway, her son is used as the physical reminder of this is what you're giving up if you're doing this. So every single time that there's something's going on, like the fact that her son got bullied or whatever was a reminder of you are a mom to this boy. You have to take care of this boy. You going this way, there's no coming back. As they said, when you do this, there's no coming back. I don't know how this plays out. I don't know how this ends. So it's not. And again, like she's been indecisive. She doesn't really have a lot of knowledge in it. I think next episode we're going to see Lakeisha and Tasha have more of a talk about like her doing it, because I think she's starting to I think she's really starting to fall back on the love aspect to realizing like, yo, I may not be about this life, as we already know. But I think that just the son is just there as a reminder of her, as a reminder of saying like, hey,
And
as
as I
bad as she looks,
said,
as bad as she's trying to act, and this whole tough woman thing, she is a mom to this boy, and the boy's even struggling as a kid anyway. I mean, again, he just got roughed off the block because he's in a nicer part of the neighborhood, which I don't know if anybody even peeped that. Like she's living in
Yep.
a nicer part now. I mean, Tommy has a penthouse now, so like living out of whatever part she was at, probably Marcy Projects or whatever. Two, the fact that
Wow.
now he's in a nice
that is
part
kind of rude.
and
That is
he's
kind
getting
of
beat
rude.
up.
That is kind of rude.
So I mean,
Oh,
just put,
man.
just put that into perspective though. He's getting beat up around Tariq in them neighborhood.
And
Well, it's
that's
two
why I'm
things.
saying
It's
this,
two
and
quick
that's why I
things.
said this. Oh, go ahead.
It's two quick things. First, I want to acknowledge that being used as a conduit, like in Conjuring, to keep her in the real world. I really that's really dope to me. Second part is I remember last episode we recorded, and I constantly said it would be her son that would lead to her turning on Tommy,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I still believe it's going to lead to her son's death accidentally. That's going to lead to her completely flipping. Because clearly, I think you pinpointed it right. And I think with Tommy mom saying it, when she said, no matter what, she's a mother. She will always choose her son over you.
They talked
That
about it
that
in bed.
that's something huge. And that's something that I don't think on the show, Tommy doesn't realize that because at times he's just not smart. But
He is
considering that
smart.
his mom has always chose him over anything else. It should have been something he should see coming, and I think that's what they're going to play it as. Is like this was the obvious choice for Lakeisha. Will always
And
be her
and
son.
and, and when I said something, I think I said it. That there's a reason they keep showing her or showing him. It's not on accident. He's there, like as 50
It's
as
the
I
conduit.
confirmed, as yes, that's your conscience. And this episode is the most important in their relationship because it's like it shows because again, like Lakeisha, the mom was like, no, if you go out and do what you do, you don't know what their parents are gonna do. They probably will call the cops. Cops come here. It's gonna blow back on his business. But she was like, what would you do if you were a mom? And the mom, being an honest mom, I'd kick their asses. Which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just Tommy's mom is looking out for her son.
Yep.
And Tommy should have seen it right there. If my mom is able to tell me this, because again, she pointed out Holly had no kids. Holly was down with the shit. She was like, yo, kill
But
this nigga
his
goes
mom is
and get him out
also
the
a
way.
dope addict. Can't put too much credit in that.
That too. But
Mm,
Mom is a
but
dope
but
addict
again,
and a
it's
jealous dope addict at
and
that.
I yes. But exactly because she's very possessive of her son. She wants her son to herself. The thing of the
Okay,
matter is the thing is she's going
that's the
to
hot thing. Yeah.
yeah, the thing is she's Lakeisha is going to have to turn on Tommy. Again, as they were
She's gonna
talking
turn
in
on
bed.
Tommy, or Tommy's mom is gonna force her
I,
to.
to say that she has to turn on him, that doesn't necessarily. I mean,
She's going to.
Yeah, I'm
She's
not gonna
going
say
to.
has to
I don't
because
say
has
I
to
don't, I
means
don't say
something's happened when
turn.
she has to do it.
I don't say turn. I think she's just gonna. It's going to be a predicament where she will not have to. She won't be reliable for him. I don't think we necessarily look at a portrayal in this sort. But I honestly do think it will be something where she should have been the one, could have been the one, whatever it may be, and she just opts out.
So the reason I'm saying she's going to turn on him, I feel that way because again, it's going to be between her son and Tommy, and she's going to do the mother thing and choose her son, and end
Well, I
up
think
putting
he's
it
gonna die.
back
I
to
think he's gonna die before then.
wow.
I'm ready to place a bet on this one because
You
I
don't
don't see
think
this
so?
little boy dying.
I don't think he's
How,
gonna die. I
how
actually
does
don't think so. I
I
how
think
does a
think he's
Tommy's
guy
gonna
gonna
that
kill
die.
he gets
I think
3
Tommy's gonna kill
episodes and he gets
Lakeisha.
murked?
But
I think
no,
that
no, no, no,
Tommy's
no.
killing
Here's the thing.
Lakeisha.
At first, I thought it would be a situation where Ghost would be attempting to kill one of them and accidentally kill a child.
Ain't killing
To
nobody now.
now,
He already said it.
yeah, to now me believing that Jason is going to view that kid as Tommy's weakness.
Yeah, but Jason ain't killing nobody too. Jason's dead.
Shh.
Well,
I mean, we just saw Jason kill somebody.
yeah, I was
That
just about to say, Jason's been pretty clean, and then I just remember, yeah, he definitely just gave her one right to
killed
the
a
noggin.
federal witness with no
Yeah,
issue, and
yeah.
he's already established that he would prefer Ghost over Tommy.
Yes.
Mm.
And speaking of Ghost, talk about Lil Ghost real quick, who's now like becoming a little drug dealer, but kind of not as smart as his dad. Yeah, he's not being as smart. He's not being careful or smart.
Hold on.
He's reckless.
Hold on. He's not. I'm not gonna give him the Dre reckless here. He actually was pretty smart. He realized that he's low on his supply. Again, he's trying to like establish something secretively and ignorantly because he doesn't have all the resources. But here's the thing. The fact that he went back and took Tommy's, he looked at the Uber drive, he called for Tommy to figure out the location. I was like, pretty stellar there. That was clever as hell. He gets into it. He knows exactly what he needed. He went and got it. Bada boom. He also was not about to let the Italians, Vincent. He definitely wasn't about to let them be upset. So he made sure.
He knew better.
He didn't even, if I'm not mistaken, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, he made sure he got enough product to get to Vincent and still would have been short on his own for his school system. Legit, all that was for Vincent, straight up.
I don't remember seeing him take that much product out the way.
Well, yeah, when Tommy took the bag,
he had product on top of product on top of product. He wasn't crazy. He made sure he got enough of those giant pill bottles for his supply and for Vincent's supply.
Yep. Well, yeah, but either way, I
don't think anyone could have predicted Vincent and Tommy, that whole thing. So, I take back me saying he wasn't intelligent about it. You couldn't have predicted that would happen. Like, you couldn't have predicted Tommy would go to Vincent and be like, "Oh, help me move my weight."
Well, he got a big supply, so I think he was like, "Hey, I can feed a lot more people now." So, and they say it's a gigantic supply, and they only got like what 4 other.
Remember when Jason told him he was going to have to take on more supply?
Yeah.
And then we know he killed the other Mexican who was like one of the other leaders of putting out supply. He promoted him. That don't mean you moving the same product as that dude was moving.
Yeah, and I mean, not that we know the territories, but we know from previous seasons that those meetings had like 8 people in them.
Now we're down to 3.
Yeah.
So used to have way more people.
So the Italians make sense, but I don't put too much investment into Tariq right now. Tariq is realizing that he can't do this because Uncle Tommy is right up that ass. The Italians is nobody to mess with.
Quick question about Tommy. Let me ask you guys a quick question. So do you think he's seeing a different side of Tommy? Or do you think he's just like, oh, I get what Uncle Tommy's saying?
No, I think he's just literally realizing that I can't do this the way I think I'm supposed to do this. And I think Tommy was just a bold reminder of him, like, yo, you know, even though you like my nephew, whatever he is,
I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, don't mess with my shit.
Right.
Like,
and
then
now with Vincent telling him he needs double back, like he fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's a situation where you, again, as Nature said, you're not built for this life. You thought you could be. You made the mistake of thinking that you were your dad. Like, you're not.
And he exposed him too. Said, I know who your father is. You tried to come up here. And he said, I like the answer too. He said he never asked. So no reason to leave no more information than I need to.
Because somebody off the street would have said that shit.
And I love how Tariq lied like a little boy. I love the fact that Tommy asked Riddy to get it from, and he said Canaan. I cannot believe he said that. I was like, no one believes you, sir. But it is so true to how adolescents lie. Like, they come up with the wildest stuff. Like, this is my new stuff. Canaan is gone.
Canaan would never have had this.
Jason literally just told him, I got new product for you. And he's like, oh, Canaan gave me that. Like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
I loved it. All right, before we get to the last point of this episode, let's just talk a little bit about what's going on the internet real quick. I think the biggest thing right now is, I don't know if you guys have heard, but more clarification about Power Book 2. It's called Power Book, right? Okay.
Power Book Season 2.
Yeah. So more clarification on it. So although some of the images that came out made it seem like this is going to be a prequel to this, 50 said this is picking up immediately after this ends. So
I
this
would say
this
two
becomes
things
this
because
becomes
I
So
think
quick question.
hold on, hold
Is it
on, hold
picking
on.
up? Is it picking up after the first half, or after like part one and part two, and then it's picking up after part two?
After all of this is done. So
Okay.
season
So part
six
two
is
then.
picking up immediately afterwards, he said. And he talked a little bit about the relationship that he has with STARZ in order to be given the creative to keep pushing this on. So like when people were saying it was done, he was kind of confused, and the reason why it was done because he pretty much said like he had the keys to keep creating and doing more stuff. Now I know Lucas is saying because
you about to make me tell you why he full of shit. But go
yeah,
ahead.
but I mean, look, he's saying it, and a lot of the stuff that he says or wants to do, he does put his foot to the gas and comes down. And obviously, Mary J is part of it, so they have casting. We know it's happening, but he did. The big thing is that everyone thought this was a prequel. Now, yet this being the sequel, and it picks up immediately after this too.
I don't
Also,
believe it's a sequel. Let me just say that. Because the actual writer and creator of it said this is a prequel. 50 have said this is a sequel. 50 profits off of more people putting eyes on it and by telling them it's a sequel. Yes, when he said this is the last season of Power, and he's like, I don't know why people keep on saying that. I think that was more in relationship to the point that the last season is technically split up into what will equate to 2 seasons.
Mm.
Like, but Courtney has been crystal
Adamant.
clear that this is a prequel coming up and it's meant to be set in the past. To me, she's the writer, and for people who don't know, she's the writer and creator of Power. It is not 50 Cent. 50 Cent attached his name to her product. So I can't choose him over the person who gave an interview to Variety saying that Power Book 2 was a prequel.
I don't know. My feelings based on the visuals I saw. I mean, we're talking about old box caprices and stuff, and them sitting on a car.
It
Prequel.
seems like a
That's a
But he
prequel
said
to me.
he said sequel. Also, it seems to be more than one project happening because
It is, and that's
he
another key part too.
It's like Game of
he,
Thrones, yeah.
he made a lot of emphasis on the fact that like Tariq, his boy and his girl are the
Ghost.
the new
Yeah.
he kind of he had to bite the bullet on it, and it's more or less if we seen that, it's more or less seeing more and more confirmed. And I would be surprised if they, I mean, what would they build all that for one season, not for it to manifest to anything? I mean, they're all young and it could be cool. And also too, I think teenage properties and series are working really good right now. Like I think Euphoria is like one of the best shows on TV right now, and I think that mid-age grouping can breed success. You take them three, stamp the Power label to it, keep it in college and so forth. We still got it in New York and keep it kind of present time. I think it could be interesting if they did something with them.
I think the key part would
I mean,
be
it looks
how
cool, but I
how
just think
much
it's
would
kind of
people
like,
want to see that though?
that's what I'm saying. Like the
People
internet doesn't like
legit
Tariq
hate
enough to want
Tariq.
to see that. Exactly, they don't
They
like him enough
hate
to want
his
to see a show with him. And
now.
again,
What
if we're going
always
by the
seems
images of the preview, if I see what I see, I think that would go further to make the internet not like this little nigga, because the way he comes off with his chest all high after we saw what we saw in this episode, nah, son. But again, I mean, it could work in terms of if they keep the hate on him so much. And what's a character on TV that we love to hate? Like, I know for Game of Thrones, everyone hated Lord Baelish. Like, they hated him so much, but then they loved to watch what he did. It's like, if they continued the show with Joffrey, could that show last? They hate Joffrey so much. It's a different kind of hate.
People that don't like Tariq don't really have reasons to not like a teenage boy being a teenage boy. That's
or
all.
how about a prequel that it's weird. I'm gonna say this, and I know it sounds crazy, but it's something that a lot of people think about. It can be a prequel series, meaning it's set in a time in the past, but still be a sequel.
That's
Yeah.
something I can see. Yeah, Yeah.
And that I believe, because again, Courtney was very clear that this was a prequel series, and she's very clear that this is just a collection of what else is to come, meaning this won't be it. Like she said, I think this is just supposed to be a 5-part prequel series.
Okay.
And it's named Power what?
Book 2.
Power Book 2 Ghosts.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna get a Ghost, Tasha, Tommy, seeing how that, and then it's probably
Kanan, obviously. Everyone, we
it's,
get this.
it's all gonna
Kanan
come
been doing.
together. So it's gonna bridge into power, actual power. So yeah, it is a prequel, but kind of a sequel. I can see that
because it could branch off and still show you future stuff, but be set mainly in the past.
in the past. Yeah.
Again,
And then like show you previews of Tariq and what's to come. You know how it does when you do certain prequels, where you go back, show the past, but you highlight the future.
Future, yeah.
To show the relation between Ghost and Tariq, or maybe the chick and Ghost, because I don't think it's Tariq at this point, but maybe the little chick and Ghost and how they relate to each other. Because Tariq may be Tasha. I ain't no telling.
All I know is if you don't like Tariq at this point, I mean, here's the real question: who do people like?
I think
Tommy.
Honestly, people like. No, I think people like
Tommy.
They
love Tommy, Joe.
And Tommy manhandled his girl and killed her.
I think there's a large swath of people who like Ghost, but then there's a lot of people
they like him. They like him because they think he's attractive.
From what I've seen.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
Nothing else is a reason to like this guy.
Like legit, Tommy is the dude around the way. Tommy the hood dude.
It's Proctor. I think people like
everybody.
Proctor.
Nobody give a hell about Proctor.
He's evil.
Fuck Proctor after this episode, because when we get into him, we get into his shit.
Let's talk about it right now. Now, before we talk about Proctor himself, his girlfriend, ex-wife, whatever her name is. What? Yeah. Whatever her name is, can't think of her name right now. Okay, so here's a few things I think we need to pick up on. The the audio recordings that Sax is getting is not lengthy at all. If that's the entirety of it, we're getting small snippets of like longer conversation. Obviously, the mom is still it's still very far from Mom of the Year because
beat her on tape and he didn't do anything.
Huh?
He beat her on tape and he did not do anything.
And slapped her.
Who beat her?
The mom, the daughter on tape.
Oh yeah. I thought you said he beat her. Yeah. I'm about to say what? I messed that. Yeah. So the mom. I mean, I mean, we ain't even talk about sex that much, but that's how like bloodlust Sax is in getting Ghost. He's just skipped something entire. But look, if he's not able to use that tape for a crime, he can't use nothing else at this point. Like his only method is Dre.
Could he even use the tape though? Because it's illegal.
He can't.
Could he even use Dre? Because that's also illegal. Because Sax pointed it out. He should have marshals when you're meeting with an informant.
Yeah.
You're running off books. So
yeah. That's right. That's right.
Dude,
so
everything
Sax is doing. The act.
Nadir is right. Ain't no catching him in the act. You was right. My bad. Last episode, Nadir said Sax is the crooked one. He clearly is at this point. Clearly is. No. Not beyond just being crooked mode. Sax is the murderer. Sax is the guy. Like I know what this point is. I'm done. I'm done with this dude, man.
So the mom
Ghost at the end.
The mom didn't pass the bar, so she went back to her beat.
He slipped that letter.
She probably did, but Proctor slid the letter to her box saying she didn't pass the bar because he knew. See, that's my problem. Damn it. Let me go for a quick little rant here. This is my fucking problem with Proctor here. You slid the note to her saying that she didn't pass the bar.
Wait,
did the shit with the ring to push her over the limit.
Hold on, when?
Once she uses...
Yeah, so when
when the daughter was coming up, and the daughter was like, oh, she's coming up. He slid the thing in there for her to think she failed the bar.
I swear to God, I did not see that. So break it down again. What happened?
So when they're at the door waiting for the mom to come up, he quickly slid the letter into the mailbox, and while the daughter's talking to him, and so he picks it up. And so the mom comes in, opens the mailbox, and picks up everything. Notice that Proctor is waiting for her to find the letter.
Time out. Proctor did this.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. I was confused. I thought you were saying Sax did this. Okay.
No.
You're right. So hold on. Before that though, the Sax and her. Can somebody pull her name up real quick so I can just stop saying her?
Do we care now? She's no longer on the show.
Oh, she's super important. We didn't see her.
Are we sure she's dead?
That's also important. Yeah. Okay. So, oh my God, that's what I thought. After
There's so much that happened in that little 5-minute scene with less than 5 minutes, like 1 minute scene. So much happened.
So Sax, like I said, Sax is getting the recordings from her. The recordings aren't giving a long length of time, but he's also overlooking anything besides incriminating evidence. She also says that the fact of like Tommy is a name, and he said, oh, it can mean everything. But guess what? He didn't even care because he was like, he
wants ghosts. He's one-track minded. He just wants ghosts.
Look, it's so funny to me because they tried to make the music seem like, oh, Tommy, this could be interesting. Also didn't care. He also cared zero about that. So yeah,
and what should have clicked, what he should have asked her was, when did Tommy come see him? Because it would have let him know that around the time Alicia got taken out of court was when Tommy came and met Sax. If Sax wasn't so one-track minded, he would have put 2 and 2 together and figured out that Tommy was the person who broke Alicia out of jail.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he's so one-track minded on ghosts. He does like this is what happens when you're so one-track minded. You're poisoned. Like your mind poisons you when you can't see anything else. I'm so sad because Sax to me seemed like he's still an asshole, but he seems like he knows his job. But I think he's losing his mind and he's losing his stance so much that.
Does he know his job?
It seemed like he did in the beginning.
Who love a job?
Sax.
Oh, no, I don't know. Love is maybe a lesser word for the way how you feel. Also, Alicia Marie, is that a thing to always call her by first and middle name?
They always do that though.
But is that a thing? I just want to know. Like, at first I thought she was in trouble when they were saying it, but I was like, oh, this is like legit, like a whole thing. Like they always,
they always just calling her that.
Let's speak truth here.
No, but
for black parents, you only get called by your middle name when you're about to get your butt whooped.
When you're about to get your butt whooped.
So I don't know. I don't know why they keep on calling her by her full name.
I think it's a thing. I don't know. I know white people that you call both names at the same time, just because they probably like the flow of it. Alicia Marie does have a nice flow to it. And I'm
Hold on. Is that 2 names or is that 1 name?
It's 2. It's the first.
You sure?
No, it's her middle. Alicia Marie, first and middle name. Alicia Marie Proctor.
And her name is Proctor.
Yeah.
But what happened if it's 1 full first name?
It's not.
Like we did get Lisa Marie Presley.
It's not.
Her first.
Lisa Marie Presley is the first, middle, and last.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lisa Marie was her first name.
No, it's not. First and middle.
No, it's not. It's first and middle.
I thought she changed it to Lisa Marie Jackson Presley when she got
she hyphenated Jackson Presley. But Lisa Marie was her first and middle.
All right, you keep on thinking that. Her first name is Lisa Marie Presley.
Okay.
It's hyphenated. Her first name is hyphenated. So what happened if it's just like this little girl? Yeah, first name is hyphenated. So what happened if it's like this girl where her first name is hyphenated?
Right, that's a lot.
White people do a lot. Okay?
Yeah.
You know that.
Just like what Sax did in this episode, first of all, making sure that his young.
But can we focus on the point that the whole goal was to get her to do drugs? She does drugs, which would easily give him custody back. And instead of just dialing 911, ensuring that you will always have custody, you let her die. Even though that's not a crime to let her die. So I'm highly confused here.
Because what is going to happen, obviously, he's a lawyer. And so Sax is going to leverage, which is dumb. You can't leverage that against me. First of all, how did you get that in the house?
You can't leverage an illegal recording against me for anything.
But I feel like the show is going to make it happen. That's where we are right now.
It's power.
Yeah, so they're going to leverage that against him, and then at the end of the day, because why else would after that scene happen do you pan all the way left to show the book bag. Why would you do that?
Well, we were talking about that book bag on the last episode too.
Well, we know the book bag is for the recording thing.
Yeah.
So but go ahead.
Can I say for one thing I just want to say is that this is the first time we've seen Proctor not take the high road. Like every other time, he's always been considerate. So for him to kind of
who he's starting to hang around with, he's hanging around with the two baddest people that we know in the world.
I don't think that's it though. That's not it at all.
Who's he hanging around with?
Ghost and Tommy at this point.
Bro, he's represented them for 6 seasons. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's not it. It's all about his weakness, which is his daughter. But again, I'm just not understanding at this point
why he would do something so reckless.
You got custody.
I got you, because this is the first time he's ever been threatened. The wife is clean after.
No, I don't mean by that, but I mean she's overdosing.
Yeah,
you got custody.
Once you call 911,
don't tell you had it,
that's
you got custody. She's overdosing on drugs.
But the fact is, I think the fact is, again, because he feels like she was a drug addict at one point, but somehow Saxe helped her get the kid, get split custody again. He probably feels like that might happen again. So he's like, you know what? Let's ensure it doesn't.
That's not.
It's very dumb. I'm trying to give. I'm trying to give the show the benefit of the doubt as to why that would happen.
Fuck that. No. No giving him the benefit of the doubt here. He's a lawyer. He knows how logic works.
He did say it.
Only you call 911, you're good.
Recorded. He said, I called 911 and they recorded. Maybe he didn't want to ruin her life. My guy, you've already ruined her life.
He let her die and said, you're not taking my little girl away.
Hey, no, but it was so funny because he's like, oh, I'm dating my assistant. I bought a ring.
Yeah, he was lying the whole time just to get her to do what she did.
Drugs. Yeah. And instead of
I'm just confused on why they made Proctor not be Proctor.
Yeah, because that is a far departure from who Proctor is.
Yeah, that didn't make sense.
I would call the cops. I mean, no. Actually, take it back. Remember when he gave her the check? I don't remember what season it was, and she opens it. And she sees a little baggie on the inside. He's done something of the sorts before.
Yeah, he's done this before. He knows her weakness is drugs. I mean, she's an addict. He's fully aware of it. He makes it really evident to every single time he talks to her or anything like that. But also this whole time and trying to find her name, and I cannot find that joint. So
hey, I tried. I gave up. I said, damn it.
But yeah, just to kind of put a bow on that, like legit, like I think that we're foreshadowing she maybe died. That she's overdosed. Many people are foamed from the mouth and have been revived. So who knows? But I think it was evident that, as you said, like he will do anything for his daughter. And I think this is the first time he's ever been threatened. This is absolutely the first time he's ever been threatened by his ex-wife, because he's always had the job, the credentials. He's always been so custody. Like. And yeah, then Saxe is promising her a job and all this other good stuff. So, I don't think it was his idea to. I don't. First of all, I think Proctor's absolutely always thinks about the next step before anything happens. So, I think that besides the fact of him not calling 911, and then he kind of whispered that means that it's not against the law. He's not going to go to jail for that. Also, he's not going to die for this either. No one's going to shoot him. He better not get any type of trouble for any of this. But
the show is going to make him go and get trouble for it. Like, it's impossible for that to happen in Saxe.
And that's my issue. But they're going to make him get in trouble for this.
Yeah, but no, that's the thing. That's what I want to talk about. I think this will be the last thing we talk about. Lindsay, thank you.
Damn it, I know I'm
right. That's what you've been looking for this whole time.
What does the recording mean? The recording, what does this mean?
Nothing. It should no. Okay, hold on. It should mean nothing. But again,
all he said on there is you're not gonna. You hear him talk about her overdosing,
and he said no. But he said calling the police, they're gonna record it, and so
no. But they're recording that whole conversation on a video, so we know that all of that's recorded. But then he says you're not gonna take my little girl away from me. I mean, we can like jump leaps and bounds to say that he did it, but the recording is going to be something I'm assuming Saxe is going to try to use. But again, if Proctor is smart, the recording is illegal.
Oh, if he's smart, he is smart. He knows it.
Yeah.
Just like the same thing with the Department of Homeland DHS person that had those illegal recordings where they said we can't use this.
Yeah,
So
but that's what I mean. I'm hoping they don't like because the highlighted at the end, as Mo pointed out, makes it seem like it's going to be used for something, but it can't be used for anything.
Because again, okay, so yes, they first of all we see that pan, that slow pan, and because you don't slow pan to anything on TV unless it's important. You know that, Lou. And then
Yeah.
if you see the previews for next week, you see Sax in the apartment, and he's like looking for something, and so you know, like I just feel like it's gonna be annoying to watch, but they are definitely gonna use it to do something. And yeah,
I'm gonna need white parents to pay more attention to the shit on their kids' book bags.
well,
yeah,
that's what I'm
it doesn't
saying.
matter.
Like,
It doesn't matter though, because he's gonna get the recording. He's gonna try to
yeah.
threaten Proctor. Proctor's gonna realize that you can't do that. You should not. It's illegally happening. This is finally going to be the first time we may see Sax with his back against the wall because Sax doesn't care about Proctor. Sax only wants Proctor to get Ghost. So
That's it.
with that being
That's
said,
it.
he's gonna end up being loose lips about something, saying, "Well, I know you did this to your wife, or whatever," and that means nothing.
Yeah.
So
Or Proctor questions, how would you know that?
yeah.
Which leads
That's what's
to,
gonna happen.
did you have your apartment bugged or something?
Mm-hmm.
And them finding out you had it illegally bugged, which then leads to Sax' identity being revealed as the real killer behind everything because he's out in the open now, and then he tries to go kill Ghost and Tommy, and then
I think that's
Jason's
what
fault.
I think
Like all of that, Joe.
I think Sax does do something stupid and reckless, like going by himself to seek vengeance. Like I am the knight type shit. Like go kill Ghost and
Now we
it's
saw
not
that with
gonna work
Greg
out for
though.
him.
I mean, was it Greg? That's his name, Greg. Right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Greg. You know what's
Yeah,
funny? I was thinking
we
about
saw
it.
that
Greg,
already. It didn't work that time either.
yeah, it didn't work out well. Greg is the dude from totally unrelated. Greg is the dude from Swamp Thing, right?
Yeah.
And he was also in Chapter 2. That dude does not last in anything. He's in there for a short period of time and he's gone as an actor. But yeah, totally unrelated. But yeah, previews for next week. My bad.
Also, to Greg's defense, he also survived for 5 seasons.
Exactly. Being the most reckless person for all of
I won't let you reach on Greg's death like that.
My bad.
All right, so the next week's preview. What I forgot what the preview showed. It was a couple of things I thought.
It was Ghost and definitely Tariq, which is something I wanted to point at. And Ghost is like, you think you're a little drug dealer now? And Tariq is like, I am a drug dealer. I'm just like you. Matter of fact, I am you.
If Ghost don't bring this little nigga up, he need to bring this little nigga up. Like, come on, son.
And then you
this
see
is King's something, but yeah, he needs to bring this little dude up.
And then you see
King's Gambit.
Yeah, and then you see the conversation between.
Wait. Hold up. King's what?
Gambit.
Ain't that the boat in Arrow? Ain't that the boat in Arrow?
Yeah, that's Oliver Queen's boat. That's the boat that crashed.
Okay.
Me and you.
Okay.
But yeah, the conversation between Tasha and Lakeisha happened. You need to be careful. Like again, Holly has come up a second time to Lakeisha, and Lakeisha's gonna start. I think this is where seeds of doubt start coming up in her mind because her mom mentioned Holly. Now Tasha, my ex best friend, is mentioning Holly. What's really good with this? Is he really that crazy? And if Tasha loves Tommy so much, why is she telling me about Holly? Something is happening. You know what else we didn't talk about? The fact that Tasha decided to hold off on the divorce for Tate. But I mean, you guys probably did talk about it last week. It was just the remnants.
Yeah, she had to because of the it is last week. But yeah, you had to because that's how she was able to get her business. Money first.
That's how she was able to get the baby the daycare.
Yeah. All right. So again, talking about the preview for next episode, we do see a lot of ghosts in Tariq. Tariq looks like he's giving Ghost his drugs. We see conversations with Tasha and Keisha. More warning to her future. We see Tommy and Proctor talking. Now, what are they actually talking about right now? Now we know Proctor, we know Tommy before wanted to get intel about the whole court.
Witness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are they talking about now? We also see Sax hiding out in somebody's apartment. Not sure who apartment that is.
I
It
think it
looks
was
like
probably Lindsay.
could be.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe
It,
not.
it could, could be
Maybe.
Proctor's. He could be looking for Dre. It could be one of them. Tariq giving money. Tariq giving money to the
To Vincent.
Italians.
Yeah. Is his name Vincent?
Yes,
Mm,
that's it.
mm.
Yeah. So a lot of
That could
things
be
are
something
happening.
interesting.
And I think that would probably lead to the conversation with Ghost, because it's something like Ghost probably figured out something, because I think not a lot happens on the show with people that Ghost, if he wants to know about it, he'd figure it out. He'd probably know.
I'm gonna need him to
So
kill Dre though. That's what I need to happen
The
at this
question,
point.
the question
will
is,
he though? Won't hit Loki?
He needs to. I'm tired of him sneaking off, sending text messages.
the question is, who is 2-Bit shooting in the back of that car?
That's a
Dre.
good one. Really? Does Tommy have a problem with Dre?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he
Yes.
does.
All of them have.
They all
All
do.
of them have a
They all
problem
do.
with
Yeah,
Dre.
yeah.
What
Because
you
he
mean,
stole the
Tommy?
Jimenez from them. Yeah, they all do.
All of them have a problem with Dre.
Because
I can't believe y'all took the high road. Y'all don't think he's finally about to shoot what's his name that he's been beefing with the first 5 episodes?
They're
You know why
playing with
not?
each other.
Because
It's their
if he
robbing.
kill, you talking about big dude, right? I
Yeah.
can't remember his name. You know why he won't kill him? Because that's completely Tommy's man. Them two dudes, they are not. Like if you kill him, Tommy's going to kill both of them.
Yeah. Anyway, I think 2-Bit's killing one of the Italians. Or could this be the first turn into killing one of what's the face's guys?
Jason's guys.
And
Yeah,
Jason
it's a better. I would assume it's a better chance he kills one of Jason's than the Italians, because you don't want to start that war. Like clearly,
but is that war happening already? Vincent's already messing with Tariq. Tariq has been hands off Tariq since forever, and now they're.
But it's been hands off of Tariq. Considering everyone else, I don't think Vincent ever cared.
No,
and I don't think Tommy wants to go down that road for Tariq of starting a war that Jason won't back him on, because Tommy don't have the muscle to back that war against Vincent.
Again, Tommy. Well, I don't know. He got what's the face backing him up.
Who?
I keep forgetting his name.
Jason.
Yeah,
but
he doesn't have Jason backing him up. Because Jason would prefer him dead. So Ghost to take over everything.
But money will buy protection and keep him alive.
No, here's the thing though. If Vincent, because Vincent said something very key. If I keep Tariq, I have control over both of them too.
Yes.
Because keep in mind, Jason and Vincent both want Ghost. They don't care about Tommy.
They don't care about Tommy.
They don't care about Tommy.
Well, Tommy cares a lot about Tariq. Tariq looks like he's giving them drugs and money back, whatever it may be. That goes completely against what Tommy just said about how Tariq needs to be hands off. They settled the debt, whatever it may be. It's his drugs, and I think the fact that,
I think we would have to believe, and I know this sounds weird the way we talk about Tommy. We would have to believe he's a complete idiot to go to war against the Italians. Because again, I think the biggest difference is Jason has some men in that town. The Italians have a majority of the people in that town. The Italians are literally the ones who could go to war and kill Jason and not care about it.
I don't know, man.
Else say that.
We'll see. But 2-Bit is making
a hit.
A-train?
That the A-train?
2-Bit's definitely making a hit on Tommy's behalf in the back of a Cadillac too. So
I definitely think it's Jason's people's that he's offering.
Maybe it's a cop.
Why would Tommy do that?
Really?
I'm gonna guess one of Jason's people. I think the turn towards Jason has to happen
I
soon.
would agree that it would happen with one of Jason's people before the Italians. I think the Italians are the last thing to do, because they are. I don't believe Tommy wants to go against them.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's whatever happened at that point in that argument. I don't think Tommy even Tommy, when he was like, "Yo, don't come to me about this shit anymore. Get out of my place." Like all of that. Like what's his name? Vincent made it clear that he runs this shit.
Vincent would kill all of them and not second think
and not second guess it. And Tommy respected that.
Yeah, yeah. But one of Jason's men, maybe Dre, still is a possibility to me. Because if they find Dre, they're gonna kill Dre for sure. For sure. Two-Bit of them hate Dre. They fucking hate Dre.
And they itchy to do something anyway. So
because Kanan was trying to turn them against Dre in the first place.
Yes. Yeah. Kanan turned Dre against them, and then Kanan now came on their side to turn them against. Kanan was trying to get them to wipe each other out.
And then turned Tommy against Ghost.
Yeah, he was trying to
get them to wipe each other out. It made no sense. All this shit still makes no sense.
What I would hate, I'll say this before we leave, I would hate if that recording is somehow used to make Proctor do something out of character, because it shouldn't be able to be used. And that's where I'm done. And that's why I'm leaving it off at that.
I don't know, but Proctor is meeting with Tommy about something. What would Tommy has no need to talk to Proctor right now.
But don't he always find a reason to talk to Proctor?
Unless it's a reason to squash the beef for them trying to kill each other.
No, probably, I don't think unless the mediator sit down between the two of them.
Unless something that we kind of could piece together from earlier, unless his ex-wife mentioning Tommy's name, got back, Sax brought that to Proctor. Proctor goes back to Tommy and says,
or he brought, because again, we have seen Sax come and talk to Tommy.
Yeah, unless it's something that like they have to talk about.
Yeah, because we've seen Sax is not above coming to talk to Tommy. He tells
not at all.
Some dumb shit. So I feel like Sax will talk to Tommy before he talks to Ghost.
Anything is
it could be anything. That should be interesting. But again, I think you did.
What if 2-Bit is killing Proctor?
Bye.
That would be sad.
Laugh
if you want to. Laugh if you want to.
Hell no.
If that shit get back to Tommy, here's the weird part. Because if we believe Sax is as dirty as he is, could he not get back to Tommy that he has him on recording from Proctor of him meeting with Proctor? And Tommy, again, we're not actually acting like Tommy
is reckless. Tommy's reckless.
So if Tommy thinks that Proctor is recording him, why wouldn't he just have him killed?
Tommy is reckless enough to do that.
We bring up that there's really no real connection between them two. Tommy's been threatening to kill Proctor for 3 years now.
No, seriously. When he killed
it's Ghost who's always protecting Proctor.
Yes. He helps us. He saves
us. All I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if it's Proctor. I don't think it would be, but it still wouldn't be surprising if it was.
It would be so sad because he finally just got his daughter back.
I'm about to cut Mo off the show.
Yeah.
When did he lose him?
Yeah, clearly.
I said finally, like
he finally 100%.
And Jon Snow has finally became.
No. He finally 100% without any.
He let his ex-wife die.
And I'm about to.
Yes.
And he still has a factor. If Sax can take away Dre's daughter, he can take away Proctor's daughter.
Stop, because there's no reason for Sax to have Dre's daughter.
I don't think Proctor's
there would be no reason for him to have Proctor's daughter, but hey, it's Sax. Sax ends up with kids.
Yes. Yeah, no. You know who we haven't seen in 2 episodes? Paz.
Yeah. We don't need to see her every episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we need.
She's back. So she's back to being a background character.
Yeah, she should have always been a background character.
Oh damn, it's kind of sad.
We need to see Tasha. We need to see Tasha get some in with the new baby daddy.
Q Dog.
Yeah. And then we find out he's an undercover cop.
Hey!
What happened if it comes out that he's an undercover cop and Tommy has him killed? So you got to think of power. Think of power the way power operates. Like, it comes out, the dude's an undercover cop, and Tommy has him killed.
Right.
And that's another man they done took away from Tasha.
Ghost finally confessed. I mean, we knew he did it, but he finally confessed when he was talking to Angela, or Ghost Angela. When you asked me the question, I killed Silver. I lied to you. I killed Silver.
We saw him kill him. They literally showed it. They showed him snap his neck. Showed him snap his neck.
But he finally
We knew he
confessed, so
killed him.
he's getting stuff off his chest.
All right,
man. He's done.
time to wrap the episode up.
Yeah,
Time
that's
to
the
wrap it
episode.
up. That's it.
That's
it.
the
Dude
episode.
bring up something that we saw on tape, like he finally admitted to it. Nah, he snapped his neck. We saw
No, he
it.
finally got it off his chest to Angela. He told her he lied, and he got it off his chest.
To Casper. Casper. Come on, son. Come on.
He's not an undercover liar no more.
You know what? This has been an awesome episode, Najir.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
You.
Oh man, this was
Next
interesting.
time we need to not be distracted by Mo bringing up stuff that
Yeah, so if you want to catch me and Lucas next week, 100%, and a 50-50 chance of Trey Songz and Mo returning next week, stay tuned. All right, but yeah, for real, thanks for listening for this week's episode. We'll got you next week for episode 5, King's Gambit. We'll see what we'll be happening then. Until then, peace.